Hello. Make sure we're on record. They change Zoom, and every time they do, I have to check. So, welcome to Growing Up Alien, and today we're going to start a new series. This is the first of this new series called Ask an Alien. So, yeah, this was super funny, and we've been kind of planning this, Eka and I, since yesterday afternoon. I believe he's right here, by the way. Some of you can probably see him. So he's been following me around all day. He's been like, because like I have animals and I went to the barn and cleaned the stalls and all that this morning. And we're like, well, let's like game plan, while we're like, and we've been joking all morning about what we're gonna be talking about. Some of which we probably won't hear. It's not that kind of a show. Well, one thing before I forget. So I was watching a thing yesterday and they were like, oh, like the Pleiadians. And they're like, when they meet humans, there's such a weird vibe. And like, some of them will throw up. And I'm like, what? Like, have you ever heard a contactee be like, okay, wow, yeah, so that night, man, there was a ship and it landed, and like I'm like just watching it, and then like these people come out with blonde hair and like really tall, and they're wearing these like ski kind of shiny ski outfits, and like yeah, and one of them threw up. I was like, oh, that's no, I mean it's like, yeah, that's just Fred. He has it. So the Nordic in the front was like, yeah, that's Fred. He has hairballs. I mean, what like oh my God. No, I was the one of the jokes we come. They have no motion sickness. Like, yeah, Fred, like once we lift off, he's got to have movement. So there's like no movement in the craft. So we have him in a rocking chair so he don't throw up. That's what? Like, okay. Anyway, first question for himself. All right. I guess for those who would probably watch this going, what the fuck is this? Yeah. Anyway, I'm a Pleiadian walk-in. I'm an Ahel Pleiadian walk-in. A hell, not well, you from the planet Era, and my husband is and a hell, not a walk-in. He did kind of walk in. In his original body, he works in the military. He's in a 4D body, real solid body. Right now, he's in the astral because he can't leave the military base and interact yet with civilians. That's the sign-on thing they did. Not him personally, but the powers that be. So he has to interact with me astrally, and he's sitting with me right now. Get your hands off me. We're on my bed. It's not that kind of a show. So anyway, he is going to be answering these questions, and I'll probably throw in a couple of jokes and things like that along the way. So he is here, ready to ask questions. Oh, I should mention another thing that I wanted to bring up is because I want this channel to be interactive. And well, so this channel is Eeka and I together have created this channel. Yes, you did most of the work. I know, yes, because I mean, anyway, I owe you anyway. So we want it to be interactive for people to, join in on this. We're not gatekeepers. I want you to really experience what it's like to be like on another planet, basically, to be interacting with, non-Terran, non-Earth human people, because it's just like, it's so good. It feels so good. And you feel like you belong, and they're fun, and they joke around, like, even though some people have a weird sense of humor. But they're really funny and sweet, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, you guys got to experience this. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Like, you can talk to Eeka, like he's cool with that. Just get in touch with him. You can do that. If you want to talk to him through me, you can do that too. As you're working on your telepathy. Just to be clear, you guys are already telepathic. You've been telepathing your whole life because I've been hearing it. So it's like you're all doing it. So it's not like I can't do it. You're already doing it. Okay. So anyway, we do a lot of stuff in the astral, which is kind of strange for you guys. Earth humans, Terrans are going to get used to this. I use the word Terran because I want you guys to start seeing yourself not as like an Earthling or something. I don't know, like there's this weird thing on this planet where like so many people think they're like, is there life out there? It's like, no, there was just this random planet a certain distance from the sun in like a universe of galaxies of like millions and trillions of galaxies. But there was just only one planet that just happened to have an amoeba crawl out of the dirt and then make an elephant. It's like, come on. I mean, seriously. Okay. Anyway, so I That's the first joke. But I think if you guys think of yourself as Terrans, then you'll see yourself as a part of a larger, very, very inhabited, yeah, galactic realm. It's like you're not the only ones. I think most of the viewers on this channel know that, and hopefully they're just laughing with me at this point. Yeah, so yeah. Anyway, but what I want for you guys to do is to really, is to come on here. Obviously, we want you to share. Anything, this isn't just necessarily about people who are star seeds or whatever. There's so many wonderful service warriors here on Earth right now that are working hard to try to wake up the population here so that people can live a real life and not live in this prison. You're living in a freaking prison. It's like you're like you're loving your captors, and it's sad. But we gotta try to do this. So there's so many wonderful people out there, not only those of us who are from the galactic realm, but also those people who are from other interdimensional realms, the higher frequency realms that have also come here, incarnated here to get this job done, right? So, all right, first question. First, he's ready. He's ready. Okay, so this question is on, somebody asked on telepathy. So they don't start people argue. There's no arguing, right? They don't argue. They don't fight or etc. like that kind of thing, because they are telepathic, and because of course they can feel each other, hear each other's thoughts, so therefore they don't fight. You want to answer that? He's like, okay. Well, yeah. We turned arguing into an art form. Just because you are telepathic doesn't mean that you don't, have disagreements, and that, we don't live lives like everybody else. Yes, we do have arguments. You want to tell him that it's only for those. Right. He says he's only speaking for the Ahel right now. Yeah, we have families, and obviously when you're living with others, there's always going to be some times where you're going to disagree with the other people. And yes, we do have arguments, and you can argue in using telepathy, right? We do. We do. I'll second that. Yeah, we've had our times. Maybe thinking you just are. I mean, it's like, yeah, do they? Yeah, you feel each other's emotions, right? But you have your own emotions as well, right? And sometimes we butt heads. Exactly. Exactly. It's just the way it is, folks. Yeah, you can argue telepathically. Did we? I mean, we argued we talked though. Like, yeah, I mean, we argued. We argue with language. You're right. I mean, we're talking about the Ahel, and not everybody, it's like a whole planet. So it's a whole planet of people, folks. People say, what are they like? I don't know. Everybody's a different person, so there's not a they. But yeah, how do we argue? Right? Well, sometimes you think something and you don't think I pick up on it, but I did, and vice versa. That happened. Yeah. So yeah, you just right. First question. Of course, we argue. You can argue telepathically. You can also argue verbally. So, well, right. Like you just say, it doesn't have to be hurtful. Like an argument, it doesn't have right. Yeah, it doesn't have to be right. I mean, it can be. I've had that happen. I've had Pleiadian man actually who was use telepathy and mind reading. So there's rules of mind reading. I don't think we had that question. Maybe we should wait until somebody asks that about the rules of mind reading. Okay. There's rules with telepathy. You don't eavesdrop on people, and you don't use their darkest secrets against them. And that has happened. I mean, I think this is something I want to bring up, and I'm sure, and I know you've had experiences too. Well, Eeka, I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him. Like who are you talking to? It's like Three Stooges going to be like a Three Stooges. Yeah, I had an extraterrestrial use something that he basically mind read off of me as an attack. And I let him have it. So yeah, I mean, don't just assume that all these people are wonderful. They're not. They're like everybody else. So just spend your time with nice people, right? Right. Jesus. Right, exactly. So next question. Okay. Being around Terrans or Earth humans is challenging. Oh, I was like, they lower their vibe. Okay, oh, okay. So it's, being around Earth humans is challenging. The Earth, I mean, the extraterrestrials or the Ahel Pleiadian, we're going to talk about them in this case. The extraterrestrials lower their vibration to do this, hang around humans. Okay, right? He says, I mean, how would you describe that? Oh, he says, I just kind of like match the frequency. He's like, I was like, I don't. Okay, yeah. He says, I just match the frequency. Okay. He wants so that people can be a little bit more comfortable. So I'm going to ask you, not you. um, I think part of the issue that you experienced, right? Because we were talking about this when you first started working in the military, was I don't know, that just weird, like people just had a hard time, like this is like right, I guess it's a new right. There's a new experience for people to be with someone who wasn't born on this planet, right? Yeah. And they're very right. So he just right. I mean, he says he tried to make everybody really comfortable. He understands that. He understands what I know because you come from such a huge compassion base. It's like bad cop, good cop. Um, yeah. I mean, so he was like, you said yeah. So it wasn't as much as vibration low, right? Because you said vibration. If he makes a gesture, I'll share that. So it wasn't so much like he says vibration lowering. He says it was really just about trying to make a connection, um, in a really nice way with another person. He said, I don't think that vibration thing is as significant as a lot of people think because I know recently now you work. If I look at this, I'm just gonna look this way so you know I'm talking to him. So now, like you notice, because it was when was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah. When you noticed the officers were kind of, and when just you were working and it was like, you shared that with me because everyone was being like really cool all of a sudden. So yeah, it's like this, they just get used to it, right? So like recently, it was a couple of weeks ago, as I was saying with him, that he showed me how things are going really well, where the airmen and officers in the USAF were just getting more accustomed to working with people from other planets. So it was really nice. It's like now everybody's just like working together, which is, where you want to be, right? So that's nice. You I mean, I can explain what um so when we were first getting back together, um for me, well, I was coming out of depression, so obviously I mean, it's going to be a different situation, but and that's why you said it was and it's romantic, so it's a little bit, there's a little more pressure, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, the first time you like came and kind of hugged me, and it was like whoa, the energy, like I couldn't, it went up and I like blew up, and I'm like, and I realize now, I think just as a tip for people, to let the energy go down into the earth, it's like send it down, that helps. But yeah, that there was some desensitization that we had done. Oh, initially you didn't, right, you didn't like touch me for a bit, like that sounds gross. That's not that kind of show. But right, we just spent a lot of time with me. Just I could feel him being there. I can see him and feel him, his presence around me. So I only probably come up to here on him. So, it's a very large man. He's skinny, by the way, but like, he's like, you're like 6'3" or something. Anyway. This presence, I could feel him around me. So he just spent a lot of time like, riding my truck and stuff like that. And just getting, our frequency sort of matched in a way. And then everything just became like right now we're like totally cool. I mean, it's just he did some, eventually learned like he could touch me, like I mean that in a cool way. And I didn't have that reaction. Like I don't have that reaction anymore. So it's just a matter of kind of like I think it's just a matter of like, yeah, like just matching in a way. So cool. All right. Okay. So they said the frequency of the Earth human is different. Okay. Everybody's frequency is different, he says. So you can't just say Earth humans have lower frequencies. He says people on the Earth need to stop comparing themselves to others, and certainly to stop. Okay, comparing themselves or seeing themselves as less than people from other planets. He says, yeah, there's some definitely. I mean, even for you, I mean, for all of us, right? I mean, yeah, there's definitely beings from certain systems that are like really high vibration. I just met one the other was last week. I just met one. It was like, but yeah, but definitely for meeting with, yeah, right. Alpha Centauri, Venusians, right? Tau Ceti, the Pleiadians, different Pleiadians. Yeah, it's cool beans. It's just cool beans, right? We're all the same, right? We're all, so I think, yeah, I think Eeka made a good point with that, the frequency of beings all different, and it's not like a thing like, oh, and he says, just be wary of that. If anybody tells you that somehow, like, yeah, because you're Earth human, that somehow, yeah, you're going to be seen as less, like the whole thing with right, like the whole thing with them throwing up, like that's absurd. That's, oh my God. Yeah, that's freaking like, yeah. But you'll see that, and I see that because you watch with me sometimes, and it's this stuff like somehow these beings are like, oh, they're so like they're not. I mean, yeah, that just feels, I know, because I can, you show me, like I feel him when he that's just a weird feeling. Yeah, like to know, like, yeah, he's like, it feels weird, like in your, like, right, yeah, like your solar plexus, right? It's like to meet someone else and they're like, um I don't know, they're like, it's like it's awkward, like it's so awkward. Yeah, it's just nasty. Like, yeah, chill out, everybody, chill out, right? One big happy family. All right, next question. You can see these anyway. You can't read my writing. Right? Is a romantic relationship harder or easier, or both harder, easier? Okay, is a romantic relationship harder or easier, or both, right? With telepathic. So when two people are telepathic in a romantic relationship, is that relationship more complicated than? Well, I mean, yeah, he answered like, well, all relationships are like that. So yeah, the question itself, of course, as he says, all relationships are telepathic. You're always feeling the message, the vibrations, the messages that are bouncing from the other person, whether they're romantic or not. Absolutely. I'm just going to explain to them, right? Like, so like people always talk about like vibes, right? Oh, I met this person, we were like hit it off right away. Met this other person, no fucking way, right? It's like a vibe. Okay, right. Yeah. So is it? No. Is it? I will say though, okay. We're yes, we're just used to it, but I'm gonna say one thing that I noticed, and that other people that are friends, who are also with extraterrestrials, spend a lot of time with extraterrestrials. I hate to use that word, just for ease. So our other friends, yeah, it's richer. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like, it's a game changer. I think, well, Sammy Hagar, what's that song? Love Walks In, right? Love Walks In. Van Halen and Sammy Hagar sings it, because Sammy Hagar is a contactee. Yeah, that really, like, I think hits the nail on the head for what this is like. Doing it, I'm just gonna say, because being in, and I don't know. Like I said, I can only speak for myself and you and what we're used to. Because I'm used to telepathic relationships, because my consciousness was born on Era. My consciousness was not born on Earth. It was put into an Earth body. And I did have amnesia, but there were certain aspects of being born on Era that made me so different from others, I think. And there's other people like me, but it made it really hard for me to connect with people. I could connect with animals, but not with people, because animals speak telepathically. So, well, the humans were telepathing, but he didn't want to know what they were thinking. So having a romantic I'm gonna just having a don't hug me. Just like this. Sit on your hands. So, because then I can't. All right, don't you? Now he's like, so, no. See, can you argue? And so, what did it feel like? What does it feel? I mean, for me, it's like a prerequisite right now because I need to have someone who's openly telepathic. I need because we speak constantly telepathy. I can hear him, but almost all of our conversations are through telepathy. Because it's much better than language. So language, you're so limited. And I can feel him and he can feel me. And I think this is something that all humans are going to have to, like, you already can do it, but you really need to develop it and do it consciously, because the experience is so rich. Like, I could never be in a relationship. Well, I would never want to be in a romantic relationship because I'm already married, but you only get one. I know. So yeah, I mean, there's just a real emptiness I feel being around Terrans. Not so much around like my close friends because we've already, we are using telepathy, and we also understand that we're multidimensional, that we have a multidimensional experience together. So there's a depth and a richness which is real and which Earth humans actually have. It's just you guys don't, a lot of people just don't realize it. So just realize it, right? And I think that's a big road bump, right? Yeah, not for me, not being able to have that depth where you're sharing feelings naturally. Yeah, that's a no-go for me. Right. Okay. Anyway, next question. Do they eat meat? I do not eat meat. In cases. Okay. Do you want to add anything? So he says he doesn't want it to be like a challenge. Mm-hmm. We don't eat meat on Era. No, so you want to explain? Well, yeah, it's gross, but I mean, it's like it's gross. We don't eat body parts, right? Yeah, I know it's gross. But what else? What did you want to? I'm just gonna say, do you want to add something? Because it's taking a life. I mean, you're taking a life. Yeah, I think it's pretty much right. So, next question. Do they raise animals? And this, okay, just before you answer, right? This is we're only talking about the Ahel, right? Okay. No, but like, what do you mean? Like, no, yeah, right. No, obviously, no, no. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's the whole, yeah, yeah. Okay. So I'll say no, non-human. He doesn't say no. Here's a um. So animals are conscious beings. They're just like us, and you don't breed, you don't breed beings. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up, right? Because you know how like everyone was all off the charts about what was happening on Earth with like the Greys, right? The neighborhood, the Greys, right? The reptiloids, the reptilians is car, and our government. Yeah, that was anyway. Hybridization programs and all that shit, right? Like everybody's all up in arms with that. It's like, well, you're doing it with animals. I mean, a living being who feels pain is a living being that feels pain. A living being is a living being. Doesn't matter, like, what you look like. So, right. If it grosses you out to like hybridize and raise a humanoid cross or whatever, then why are you doing it to animals? Anyway, right? Yeah. No, we don't raise animals. Raise animals. Yeah. We help animals. That's right. We help animals. We love it. You were so cute though. Because actually this is the next question. So I'm gonna. Do they have pets and like animals? Do we have pets and like animals? Did we? Okay. Well, yes, he says yes. Did we have anything? Because I know how much he love because you love cats. Right? Cat guy. He's a cat guy. You like cats. We had a cat, right? We had some cats, I think. We had a cat. I had amnesia. just, coming through here. So it's like, I'm trying to remember. I'm remembering more about what home was like, but I do at home, but I can't remember. Did we have any pets? Cats? Anything else? Yeah, the animals just came around. Right. Yeah, I don't remember. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, well, he loves animals. I mean, it's so cute because, like, oh, I lived with that. My animals saved my life. I mean, like, if it wasn't for animals, I'd be dead. I wouldn't be here. I would have left. So, he's the best way to when I'm with the chickens and the horses, and it's like he is like this little kid. This is the coolest thing about their personality. His personality. Okay. But other my other friends, my other Ahel family and friends all have similar kind of, but like yours is really dramatic. So it's like this is childlike, sweet, and literally like I'm like, I haven't like when you send me that person, because again, I feel what he feels. So when you send me that, it's like I haven't felt like that, and this is amazing because it's like coming back. I haven't felt like a child, like a kid, that glee since I was like 10, it's amazing. Right before I was severely bullied by all the other kids. But yeah, that just the way little kids are, like they have the just excited. You show a kid a chicken or a horse, and they're just like, wow, and it's like they seem like the best thing in the world, right? That's what he's like. Just really childlike. It's so sweet. It's just really this, yeah, I love that. But yeah, we love animals. All right. Next question. So Pleiadians can't live on Earth. Huh. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, you're not dead. No, no. They can and do. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They can and do live on Earth. Remember, and now I'm just gonna mention what yeah, you're doing. I mean, he's fine. He's he's fine. Um, you love her. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I'm not happy living on Earth. Like he loves it. He loves living on Earth. I know you would stay here. Yeah. Yeah. They're all over the place. Semyasi last March, was it last March? I think she talked to me last March. So Semyasi. She talked with Billy Meyer. So Semyasi. Yeah, she's from Era and she's a friend of mine. But she had some cool information that I had talked about in another podcast, that there was a big project going on where a lot more of extraterrestrial people are going to be seated on the earth, like in their bodies, in their real bodies. Um, and yeah, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Yeah, yes, they can. I mean, Tau Ceti, I mean, yeah, I mean, Alpha Centauri, yeah, I mean, they can live here for sure. Venusians, yeah, for sure. I remember the story of Valtor, right? Yeah, yeah, and he lived here for 3 years. It doesn't. I'm not, but it doesn't even bother you though. Like I was like, don't you like? Aren't you like the food, the poison, like the dirty air? What else? The toilets, right? Taking a shower with soap, right? I mean, that all that stuff that you're like cool. You just it doesn't bother them. I can't. I mean, maybe some, you know, but I've never like no, like you guys just go with the flow. He's fine with everything. He's fine. You fine taking it using soap? He's fine. The toilets, he's fine. Toilet paper. We don't have toilet paper. We don't do that. This is a different toilet system. It's yeah. But you're fine. Yeah, he's fine. Perfectly fine. Old Spice. Oh, no. No, he doesn't. It's an inside joke with Old Spice. Never mind. All right. So, next question. Does he like pizza? No, no. So we're never going to get any advertisers here from pizza places. No, what did you have the pizza, right? You don't like all that sauce, like yeah, no, it's too dense. You don't like dense. He has like eating dense food. No, I mean you could eat it. I mean, you could eat it. I said you would like my grandmother's pizza. The pizza from Ascoli Piceno, where we just make the dough, and she would literally we had our own tomatoes that we canned, and she would just squeeze those over the top, and Romano cheese, and whether you'd eat these series of Romano cheese. We don't eat dairy either, by the way, on the Pleiades. We just don't have it. I mean, other star systems do. And the Tau Cetus have, yeah, Venus doesn't eat dairy. I know that, right? Alpha Centauri, yeah, but it's not like Earth. We don't use and abuse animals. And of course, the quality of the food is off different. Yeah. All right. Yeah, pizza is not your thing. You like pasta though. You like coffee. I like coffee. Basically, coffee is not a food, it's a relationship, right? Oh yes. And I threw this one in. Beer. Light beer, right? Because now here's a funny story. So I have a friend and she's a high frequency, what you might call angelic, right? Frequency being, right? She incarnated from that density. And I said, and Eeka was playing with us that day. And I said, well, he says he wants to go out, take you. I said, why don't you take her out to tea? You go to a nice little cafe and you and her hang out and have a nice little tea and a chat. And he says, he's gonna take her out for beer. That was a beer joke started there. Next question. Do we have sweets? Yes. I remember. Like it. I actually, it's weird because like in this body, I'm not really crazy about this thing. But anyway, there's one candy that we have. It's a sweet. We don't, right. He said we don't use white sugar. No. But jams, but that's no sugar. It's just fruit jams, like fruit sweeteners, that kind of stuff. Yeah, we have sweets. I used to bake. Do we have sweets? So the sweet that I remember, it's like they were in the shape, they were molded like like that. They were molded in the shape of buildings. So it's so weird. And it was like a peachy color. And the texture was like not marzipan per se. Unless you had marzipan super sweet, smooth sweet. Super smooth. It was the texture of that. Or like fondant, maybe? Like something like fondant. And it was orange. What was the taste? Orange mango. It was orange mango taste. But that's just one fruit. There's one fruit that tastes like orange mango, but here it would be like orange mango. And I wouldn't even like it here. I'm like, the sweet it's sweet. I mean, I don't like sweets. When this was sweet, but apparently cool beans upstairs. Yeah. All right. Food, right? You're cooking, like, yeah. Like you like, I mean, you're into, he likes, I mean, he's definitely into like, you cook, we cook, I mean, the ingredients upstairs are so good, like you just don't have to do a lot with them. But yeah, I mean, you're not fussy. I mean, he's not a fussy eater. Like I said, I could just like throw it in a bucket and eat. Yeah. It's like you're not like I'm a bit of a foodie, but yeah, but you appreciate, yeah, you love like really good food, and yeah. Yeah, we like food. Okay, moving on. We like well, the corn, a lot of the grains that were brought here, the Native Americans tell you, Pleiadians, right? We brought a lot of different stuff that you would recognize here upstairs. Anyway, next question. How do you keep people from reading your mind if everyone is telepathic? That's actually, I think, yeah, we need to learn that for sure. I read yours when I'm not supposed to, and you read mine when I'm not supposed to. Yeah, the rules of telepathy, of course, right? Yeah, you're not supposed to eavesdrop on people. You're not supposed to like mind read people. That's what I'm saying. This could be like a freaking shit show because you got some assholes. I mean, I don't like I'm saying here. I mean, not only up there, but yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do that. Anyway, yeah, you just blank your mind. I mean, when you're done or whatever, right? You're talking to people like that, you just blank your mind. If you don't want somebody to read your mind, but like I said, right? I mean, there's just rules of telepathy. Yeah, you don't eavesdrop on people. Well, like that guy did, but he was the Ahel Pleiadian who, yeah, mind read me and used it against me. Yeah, you don't do that. That's not cool. But I always say, if somebody wants to advertise the fact they're an asshole, works for me. Works for me. You just blank your mind. I do it a lot actually when I'm talking to people. Like I blank my mind. I think it freaks people out though. I should probably not do that. I think it kind of freaks humans out when I do that. I used to do it all the time as a kid. I'm like blank, nothing's there, and it's kind of like yeah. Well, anyway, that's how you do it. All right. Does he like cars and airplanes? Oh, yeah. Yeah. You like, yeah. Well, the way they move, like they're like, it's fun. It's fun. You want to fly he wants to fly an airplane. You already fly the other ones. I don't even know why we have a ship at home. Why do we have that little ship? That little, it's like a little silver craft. I mean, it's going, just putzing around. Yeah, putzing around. All right. How did we even get? Well, anyway. All right. Okay. Yeah, you love my truck. You wanted, yeah, well, there was, oh yes, that story. I was going to bring that up. The story that, yeah, I remember that. Like, so he was, they move around the base, right? So he was being driven in a van, and like he showed me the van, and somebody was driving, an airman was driving, and he was sitting next to him, and he's like, I wanted to drive. You want to be the one behind the wheel. That's right. Yeah, I know. Can't wait for you to drive my truck. But yeah, you fly an airplane. Yeah, I know you would like to fly. You wouldn't care like fighter jet stuff, do you? They would fly that. No, I'm not going on that shit. Okay. Anyway, next one. Oh, do they have a sense of humor? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. You have a weird, I'm gonna say, like, you have a weird, I wish I could hear, like, when you tell jokes, it's funny. Like, he doesn't really, like, you got this, like, sometimes he's got dark, sometimes he has, like, dark humor. I'm gonna say that, sometimes. It's like, you do the deadpan thing sometimes, and then, like, yeah. The only thing I'm gonna say is, like, don't, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I didn't do it. He doesn't like bathroom humor. He doesn't like fart jokes. So what kind of person doesn't like them? Like, it's crude, it's embarrassing. It's like, you really don't like. I mean, it's just like, all right. Anyway, yes, they have a set. Of course they do. Yeah, I mean, he's like, he's hilarious, he's funny. And we're like, we joke most of the time. Like, half time we're just like joking around. It's like Beavis and Butthead. Oh yes, Mattel, that. Oh, we were talking about. All right. Super love vibes, Linda Moulton Howe. She's like freaking awesome. All right. This just journalist woman, like, yeah, she's like the real deal. All right. Yeah. She like freaking, and the poor animals with the, you know, when the animals are being like abducted and all that shit. Oh my God. That was so fucking, yeah, fucking, like, I'm sorry. Like, the work she did there, amazing. Amazing. This woman's like freaking amazing. Yeah. One of the things it's so funny because one of the questions she's always asked, like, what do the aliens want? Like, what I think it was the tall whites. She's always on top. What do the tall whites want? What do they want? I said she would be insane. It would be super cool if she were able to interview Eeka. Like, I mean, in person, right? You're there. Oh man, she would have freaking, like, she'd go crazy. That'd be so awesome. I pray that's gonna happen soon. Not necessarily interviewing you, but anyway, it's too funny. This is like, so we did this like role play thing, right? Okay, so Linda Moulton Howe, super awesome, love her. All right, like, and you're there. He's like, you're sitting there, right? Right. And she's like blowing, she's gonna be, yeah. And she asked, right? I can't even. So, like, what do the aliens want? And then, right, they want sex. But you need to say it like, all right. Okay, oh my God. Eeka, what do the aliens want? They want sex, Linda. Yes. You can start coming on to her, and it was, oh my God. Yes. All right. We have humor. We have humor. All right. Do people from Era like, what is this? Oh, that, I think I threw that. That's the one I put. That's the one I put in. Yes. Do people from Era like bathroom humor? Yes, except this one. God. All right. Last question for now. This one was complicated. This one was, we had to break this down, and yeah, okay. Uh, what are some advantages or disadvantages of being born on a different planet? Okay. Okay. What are some advantage? Let's break it down into one section. Okay. I know yesterday we went when yesterday when we went over these questions. Right. Yeah, you said like perspective for advantages, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because so you know the thing that you guys call diversity, right? That's so cool because right, that's the thing I always say, right? You say when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, right? Um, that's an advantage of growing up in a different culture. Yeah, that's all it is culture. And the advantage of coming in with, as you said, yeah, we said yesterday, with a different perspective, yeah, means you can shed different light on different situations and subjects and interactions. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Now we don't want to we don't get into really dark government. You guys know, he's saying like just that, divisiveness, um, disaffection, focusing on right the things that make people different. He says that was all done. We all know. Like, we all know that was all done on purpose by the cabal, right? It's by your governments. That was all done on purpose to get you to like fight all the time. Yeah. He says you got to start to understand each other and come to terms with that and be able to sort of embrace the differences. Yeah. That's good. What are are there any disadvantages of being born on a different planet? Different. Right. Yeah. You throw up. No. You throw up. Yeah. No, I mean, he's saying it was, yeah. I mean, for me, it was definitely a challenge. You didn't, yeah, he didn't really have that. Um, but there's, yeah, you see, you really shouldn't see things in terms of like the disadvantages. Yeah, because mine was more circumstantial and it was disadvantaged, but yeah, you should never see things in terms of a disadvantage of being born or not born somewhere. Yeah, cool, cool beans. For me, it was more culture. Yeah, it was massive culture shock. It was massive, but I think you know experiencing. Well, we both went. I mean, this is a whole different. We should do a whole different show on that. The PTSD we both have. I mean, the trauma we both experienced. He experienced. I mean, I'm gonna say. I mean, I'm not gonna get into this because you get. I know, but I'm just gonna for a different podcast. I think we'll just do that when you're ready. Or I can just anyway. Because I need to share with people. So because I know so many. Yeah, I think you can do it for the people, all right? Because you love humans. So um, he's not the same guy I went with and married on Era for sure, completely different. And I'm not the same person. Well, I don't know what's going to happen if I go back into my body or what. I don't know. Am I going to carry some of this with me? Is it? I don't know. Um, but yeah, there's just been a lot of growth for both of us, experiencing it in a different way, but super major out of your comfort zone. But that is growth, right? And a different topic for a different day. So we want to end on humor. This is supposed to be funny. We're supposed to be like fucking around. We're not supposed to be serious. I don't good laughs. Ask an Alien is about all like stupid questions and fun stuff. So I'm gonna have Camille on too. I gotta introduce Camille. He's nuts. He's he's a relative. Upstairs. He's still on Era. Young guy, probably be the equivalent of a 20-year-old here. But he's gonna come. I gotta have him on. And so yes, definitely in the comment sections, This will be, we want to keep this series going because we just want to do it something that's fun and interactive with Eka and me and Camiel too when he can come on and have a good time with that. So ask your questions. And if there's no stupid, I mean, we want dumbass questions. We want stupid questions. Like, do they lose socks in their dryer? Do we even have a dryer? No, we have stupid questions like that. For it doesn't, I mean, they don't have to be stupid, obviously, but fun questions, like, right. So make it kind of give some levity in all this disclosure crap ET stuff. So everybody's always so freaking serious. I don't understand that. It's like everybody's serious. We're not serious. Yeah. I mean, we just joke, like, what we talk about all the time is just stupid stuff. We don't talk about anything serious. Most of the time it's just stupid stuff. The only time we get into something serious is when I come on here with a topic. So yeah, in the comment sections, write in your questions and we'll write those down. And I'll copy them down and we'll use them for the next episode of Ask an Alien. So anyway, guys, activity. There's a lot of activity happening in this stuff. Look up, connect, and enjoy. The ships are there, the craft from our buddies, your family and all our friends, right? Right? Yeah, they so look up, keep an eye up there, when the sky is clear, and kind of reach out. Just reach out because they can hear you, right? They can, we're all telepathic. They can hear you, and you're gonna see some stuff. It is going to be, I mean, I can't tell you what you're going to see. It's usually just lights, right? You'll see the craft moving, and they're high up. So you'll see light, flash and do all that. It looks something like a satellite, but it's not a satellite. What's a satellite, but it's not a satellite? Ah, a UFO, right? So yeah, keep an eye to the sky and you'll get some activity and you'll see what's going on. It's just so, to me, it just kind of is like a nice little piece of, and it's a nice way to end your day. Keep an eye to the sky during the day as well. Because then you can see it nice and clear, right? So that's nice. And some of the stuff you'll see are made by Earth people, right? And some of the stuff you'll see are not. So with that, I will bid everyone a farewell.